a chair and let's chill. Let's party, let's talk and let's build. Yeah, alright, let's talk over drinks.
My name is Fauconier, the guy Markel Prines. This is Talks Over Drinks, take 2. You know, we filmed 2 joints in one night. It's all good. I just changed my tie because I'm like, it's been a long week.
And I'm just throwing on the hat, the hip hop hat for the culture, you know. Got to represent for the culture. Got to
look, yo. So politics, you know, I'm a political nerd, but yo, hip hop runs through my veins like the Queensbound F train. I just have to say that.
So you trying to do a fool for action, huh?
Man, he gonna do the fool for action, but yo, this is a hip hop edition. The Talks Over Drinks. We had Reggie Ford, Mike Dickinson, City Council candidates. The last show. We're about to do this last show. This is about to be hip hop.
Absolutely.
Do or die. Markel, food for action. Go ahead, do your thing, sir.
Real quick. Failures are for events, and losers are for non-starters. So I say that to say this. Most people don't start things because they fear failure, but they look at themselves. If an event goes bad, they look at themselves as being the failures. So I want people to change their perspective from not looking at yourself as being a failure if something doesn't go your way. Everything is a learning lesson, but look at the things that you try in your life as if it doesn't go to your 100% satisfaction, that's just a failed event. You yourself are not a failure.
Wow.
And for those losers, you're only a loser if you never start. So second place is still, you was in the race. So just get out there and do what you gotta do. And that definitely goes hand in hand with the guests that we're gonna have on, because they definitely are not failures and they ain't losers. They went out, they did what they had to do, and they made it happen. And we glad to have them here.
Yo, that's beautiful. First guest, man, y'all. You know me, son. First guest, we're gonna start it off with independent hip hopper. Shout out to the Bully Camp. Shout out Bully. I know you say it. We get it.
We get it.
We get it. You know what I'm saying? Bully's here in spirit, but I want to bring on to the hot seat the God, Barz Nice, in the house, in the building. Got clap for us, son. Word. My man, you know what I'm saying? And yo, I see you got it on your body. We gonna
got the validated execution.
You got the validated execution.
Oh, yeah, you gotta support
Vox
that.
the boss is in the house in spirit.
Shout out to my man Javon.
Yo,
Absolutely.
no doubt. Yo, so I'm gonna bring everybody in. Me and Bully been tight for a long time, and for us to work the night shift, you know what I'm saying? I know that Bully be on the social media heavy,
absolutely,
with the crystal encrusted pimp cup. You know what I'm saying? And for us to check our social media either late at night or early in the morning, you go down the feed, you see that shit from Bully Camp or from Bully, and you tap on it. And how I became introduced to you was the alma mater. You know how you don't expect something, you just hit it because it's next in the feed, you hit it, and then you hit it and you say, what the fuck did I just hit on? Because the visual was tight, the bars was tight, the gear was tight, snapbacks, hoodies, y'all had the graffiti art behind you. Like, I had to stop and listen to it a whole bunch of times. So, Barz Nice, tell us about where you came from, how you got to the alma mater, and just tell us about hip hop. And I spilled my drink.
Where
I'm hyped.
That's right. We really do have drinks in the Talks Over Drinks. Hey, the cup's not empty. So,
where I come from is I'm from the DMV. I'm a native of Delaware. But my pupil, my great grandmother was from Towsley, Virginia, and I've been here since 1992, 93, in Virginia from Delaware. I came here for just for a better opportunity, you know, looking for a better chance at life, you know. And, you know, as far as how it got to Alma Mater, I came here, you know, and always had this passion to do music, you know, and no matter how old I got, it never died in me. So I just, you know, I always wrote, I always stayed grounded some kind of way, even though I wasn't like doing music per se, going to the studio recording. I just, as far as creative wise, I always kept writing and kept my edge as far as my pen. But getting to Bully, you know, it was just one of those things. I bought an MPC back in 2018, and I started making beats. I always liked to make beats, so I was making beats in my living room, making my little videos. And it got to the point where I was like, yo, man, like I really need to work. I want a project, you know, because, you know, growing up and being in different groups from Delaware and different things, working with different people, it never really got anywhere. You know, it's always issues, ego issues, and that sort of thing, you know. And so once I got here and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make this work. It's nobody but me. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop me but me. So I gotta push forward with what my passion is, what I love to do. It's like you gotta figure out what you love and make love to it. And hip hop is something that I love, because hip hop is something that I can honestly say, and that I think most people that are hip hop, that are into hip hop, and say that hip hop is saved their life. You know, it taught them things that they never knew. It showed them things about the world that they never knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, we didn't know about the Black Panther movement and all the political struggles that our people went through if it wasn't for Public Enemy. My generation, you know what I'm saying? We got that. You know, I mean, you know, it's like a lot of people don't know the founder of the 5% Nation is from Petersburg, Virginia.
Didn't know that.
Clarence X. Puddin is from Petersburg, Virginia.
Didn't know that.
Wow. You see what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it was the struggles that he faced, right, growing up in the South that led him to that point. You know, he realized that after the 60s that the youth was disenfranchised from those programs that was put in place for those people growing up in their time. You know, the 60s, that era with Martin, all those programs that were put, by the time that generation came around, they were disenfranchised for that. So he didn't have a voice. So, you know, he appealed to the youth. Right. And then, you know, as it is today, hip hop, 5% Nation became an integral part of hip hop because it became a voice for the people.
Wow.
And that's what hip hop is, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, getting back to the Bully, you know, after, you know, just making beats and doing little verses on Facebook, you know, I was on there and I saw this lady named Melinda Rodriguez, who she was like, you know, she was showing me how to get, you know, grow your fan base, do different things. I was just learning, because the industry had changed. I was like, you know, I had been away from the industry for 26 years, so the industry had changed. I didn't really know nothing about being independent. I didn't know anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I knew I had to learn. It's something I wanted to do, so I started following her. And then she introduced me to Robert Davis of The Walking Dead, Cost the Raven. To make a long story short, he plugged me into Bully, and I met Bully. Me and Bully started recording, and the energy was just crazy. You know, the vibe. You know, and you know he told me, he said, "Yo, you know, I'm gonna invest in you." You know, and so he was like, I'm gonna put you in the caliber of artists that you deserve to be with. You know,
he said he was gonna put him in the caliber of artists.
So
that
it was
he
like,
deserved to be.
I mean, he told me like, he's like, you're dope, and you know, you need to believe in you. I mean, because honestly, you know, at that time, I was just coming back. So, you know, I'm like, man, you know, like, you know, it's just, you know. So he was like, but yo, I hear you, and you know, I'm gonna work with you. You know, it was me and Bully was just always love. Like, he's like, yo, I believe in you. If you believe in me, he's like, yo, you compliment me and I compliment you.
That's right.
Mm.
And that's the way it's been ever since. You know what I'm saying? It's just been a beautiful mesh of energy, of love. It's like, you know, he's my brother.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? He's my friend and brother. You know what I'm saying? So like, getting to the alma mater. So, you know, he was like, yeah, man, he had told me about Sty. Big Sty. He was like, yo, man.
Shout out Big Sty, yo.
Shout out to Big Sty, you know what I'm saying?
Because
you know
he's a problem.
RVA,
You know what I'm saying?
authentic, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, he told me, he's like, yeah, I want you to work with Sty. Or he said, you should check out Sty. I said, okay, you know what I'm saying? So, I think we had a couple sessions. You check out Sty yet? And, you know, I was so busy. I was like, nah. So then he's like, yo, well, you know, I got this beat. So he played the beat. It was alma mater. He was like, you know, you this is the beat. I you know, Styles like. So I went home. I listened to Sty, and I listened to Sty as a problem. I said, yo, you want me to do a song with him? Like he just dissed everybody.
Right. Yeah, like the whole industry.
He just dissed everybody in the industry. And you want me to do a song
in one song.
In one song.
Yo.
And you think that I should do yeah. So, make a long story short, man, it was one Saturday. He calls me up and says, yo, can you come to the studio? Got some, you know, I'm like, yeah. So, you know, I go to the studio, and it was somebody, he says, you know, you just sit in for a while. I said, okay. I sit there for a while. 3 o'clock comes, he's like, yeah, Sty's coming. I'm like, who? Like, Sty, he's coming to the verse on alma mater. Well, I didn't know he was coming. Wow. I had no idea. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm like, man, so immediately I go, you know, I had wrote this verse like months before,
right.
But because I knew it was up, I'm like, man,
I changed my shit.
No, not just that, but I'm like, I grabbed my notebook and I'm like, all right, man. So I'm sitting there and like, you know, I'm like, I gotta make sure I know this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit got
big stock.
Like yeah, like this shit got to be right, man. Like this shit, yo, like so, you know, it was just beautiful, man. Cause he came, and then when he came, it was like he came in, and you know, he had his wife, his family, and everybody with him. So I was like, man, you know, and he was like, I feel like I already know you, because we already had talked on Facebook and everything. We had already been communicating and everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's always been showing me love from even before we even did the song. You know, it was always love, you know, and support. And so he came in, man. He went in the lobby. We sat and talked for a while. He went in the lobby. Bully was playing the beat. His nephew said, he came back. His nephew said, Bully, keep playing the beat. I'm like, man, hold up. Keep playing the beat. That means
he writing.
He writing or so he comes in 15 minutes, like, I don't even think it's like 15 minutes later he comes in. I'm ready. I'm like, yo, like, what's about to happen here, man? you know, what's about to happen here, man? But it was just dope, man. And it was just a beautiful thing, man. Like it just all, and the crazy thing, like the things that he talked about in his raps, you know, in his verse, like mind you, I had wrote this verse like months before, but it just all, the whole concept, it just connected.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know, it was a confirmation for me at that point, man. Like, yo, this was meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like
the thing that I
and it was just a dope project, man.
The thing that I because I had the opportunity to interview you for my blog in Virginia, right?
Right.
Shout out Tom White, Sandy Sanders, Virginia Wright. Was that you said the energy was there?
The energy.
Like when you got with Bully,
yeah.
When you and Sty,
yeah, the energy
did
and G's
the track,
you know,
and
G's
Finest.
Yeah,
shout out G's Finest, yo. Wow. You said there was an energy that was there. So explain to the viewers about the energy that you felt and how you knew it was right at the time where everything came about.
Because it was, for one, he was so humble. Like when he came in, he said, it was something that he had said that, man, I was like, yo, like, you know, it just kind of relaxed the whole situation. And that was, he was like, I'm gonna bring it. And he's like, I got to, because I'm who I'm on the track with. And he said that, And I was like, yo, man. So then, you know, it was like, and Bully looked at me, he smiled. He's like, see, I told you, man. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was like a milestone. You know what I'm saying? That's why I love the brother because, you know what I'm saying, for me, you know, it was a milestone for me because I'm like, wow, man, you know, like, you know, I'm working with this caliber of artist, man. Like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this is not, like he said in the song, I'm the most talked about rapper you never heard of.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? That shit is real.
Word.
Like everything he said, like, you know, he said, you know, they said style fell off. Nah, you must have heard him wrong. I made the wave that most of these rappers is surfing on. That shit is real. Like, I mean, when you go back and think about, like, when I go back and I study his history, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like he plays a major part, an intricate part in the history of hip hop in the city.
That's right.
And to this day still is. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was just happy to be a part of that, man. To be able to work with them, you know what I'm saying, in their capacity. You know, all that went well. Even with G, you know, G brought a whole nother side to the project. You know what I'm saying? It was just dope, man. You know what I'm saying? G, you know, G's fine. G from, you know, shout out to G's finest. You know,
finest,
you know, Blue Kiosk. You know what I'm saying?
Come
Brother
up.
from Ghana. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
From the motherland. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Who, you know, working with him because, you know, at the day of the video site, man, he was telling me, he's like, yo, man, you know, again, hip hop and what it does for people. He said he came from Ghana to America. He didn't speak English, man. He said he learned how to speak English. Although, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, you know, he's not everybody's favorite, but, and I'm not a fan, but, you know what I'm saying, but Nas taught him how to speak English. He listened to Nas.
No doubt. No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? He listened to Nas, man.
See, and now that makes me want to ask the question, since you're a student of hip hop,
Right.
and obviously it sounds like you fall in the same fold that I fall in. I love lyricists, so I don't like rappers, so to speak. I love lyricists, so hip hop artists. And I hate to even ask about other people, but only because when you have a caliber person who is a student of hip hop, I always want to know, who do you look at to carry the torch? Like, who's out here that's, you know, trying to, you know, that you feel comfortable saying, hey, I'll hang it up because I know this young man or young woman is going, you know, is kind of carrying it.
Wow.
I know that might be hard because, man, I heard one name earlier. I ain't going to throw it out there and see if you say it.
As far as what, carrying the torch?
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. This is, look, man. I can only keep it 100 and keep it real.
No doubt.
Honestly, as far as carrying the torch right now, I want to say we are.
Wow, man.
That's the answer I was kind of looking for, because I had a follow-up question to that, because the idea that the younger generation of, you know, rappers, they try to tell the more experienced generation of hip-hop artists that they need to sit down, and I don't think that's the case. I think it's still a whole lot left.
Listen, man, how it's like, why are we allowing these people to make the rules for the industry? We made hip hop. I was 70, so let's see. What would that make me be, a second generation hip hop artist?
Yep.
Okay, so I grew up. My first, I was listening to hip. I was at my aunt's house in Brooklyn in 1979, and I was sitting on the step, and I think that was the first time I really I had heard like some of the, I think it was Cold Crush Brothers.
Right.
Somebody was walking, and this is the era when dudes were still walking around with boom boxes.
Boom boxes.
You know what I'm saying? I seen dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in the era where, like, you know, like I grew up in the era where dudes would throw down linoleum and cardboard and just start breakdancing. When we wore suede Pumas.
You know what I'm saying? And the man got on Wallabies right now, son. Wu-Tang forever.
And you know, and before that it was British Walkers.
You
know what I'm saying? But the beautiful thing about hip hop, each area had their own during that time. Whatever, like, you know, for everybody, and like, only reason why I'm like, I would say more so like I was more connected to Philly than New York, even though like because Philly was the gateway, kind of like, because we had Lady B show was on Power 99, and Lady B came on every Sunday. So shout out to Lady B, because Lady B, for real, like, you know, you used to always say start your tapes. And
wow.
Lady B was the first person to play KRS-One. When nobody else would play KRS-One, she was the first person to play KRS-One.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all, so my two KRS-One stories. When Nelson Mandela was freed, they had the free Nelson Mandela concert at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. And we was leaving. We was walking underneath the 4 train. And we was just walking. You know how you tired and you just walking, and then you heard somebody's voice come on the PA system. It was KRS-One. It's not over yet. Whoa. It's not over yet. They opened the gates of Yankee Stadium, son. We ran on the field.
Back in there.
Yo, son. And it was like KRS-One did like 4 or 5 songs before the NYPD was like, shut it down.
Whoa.
I mean, we was on the field at Yankee Stadium. And KRS-One was like, it's not over yet. My other KRS-One was at Davis nightclub in Portsmouth. If you was at Hampton in the 90s, you know about Davis. Yo, KRS-One, I think, did like 4 bars. And my man came off the bar with the Heineken bottle. Bow! And broke the whole shit up. And KRS-One was running with the microphone, just rapping. And we was all running to the door. Those are my 2 KRS-One.
See, that's hip hop. It never stopped. You can't stop the show.
You know what I'm saying? That's the 2 KRS-One stories, son.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, man.
So sample situations. That's your first project with Bully.
Right.
Tell us about the Heat Miser. Cause that let me tell you something. I bought the CD. I was at Walmart, and for y'all that don't know, Heat Miser was like a 1974 stop motion claymation video show with like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Heat Miser, and I don't know what the other, basically the
Christmas.
It was a Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, it had Heat Miser came from the Christmas theme, and then he had a brother. The thing was Frosty.
Yeah,
in the whole thing.
Yeah, Heat and Frosty.
And they kind of battle over the weather. But I remember when Bully put the Heat Miser track up, and it just sat on the shelf for a long time. And that track for me, you know how you listen to something and it just transports you back to like your childhood. That just transported me back to my childhood. So tell me a little bit about Heat Miser and how Bully introduced that to you and how you decided to go ahead and put your lyrical pen to that particular track.
It was one of those situations. He was like, yo, I got this beat I want you to check out. He played it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it was you know, I always, like, you know, if I nod my head to it, you know what I'm saying, and it automatically makes me start thinking the lyrics, the stuff start popping in my head, and it's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, you like it? I was like, yeah, he sent it to me. And I took it home and wrote to it. And that's what I came up. Well, actually, no, I'll take that back. I'm fibbing. Actually, the verses that I spit to that was actually verses that I probably wrote maybe 3 years prior to that.
Okay.
So yeah. Wow. So yeah, but that's how that came about. You know what I'm saying? So it was, you know, it was just one of those situations, man, where, like, you know, Bully is just like, he's one of those producers, man. He's not just a producer. You know, I mean, he's an artist developer. You know what I'm saying? I have to get, you know, because he's brought me a long way, man. I love him, man. He's my brother, man. You know what I'm saying? All this I couldn't have done without him, man. Because Bully is truly what he says, man. He bullies your craft. He gonna make you work that thing, man. You ain't gonna go in there, you know what I'm saying? And he not gonna just tell you, oh, that's dope. And the shit is dope. And the shit is whack. If the shit is whack, it's whack. Right. Nah, man, you're not spitting that over my beat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, he make you work your craft. And I appreciate that, because that's what you need as an artist. You know, you got a lot of artists out here, man. They just got yes men around them. Oh, yeah, that's dope. and they just clout and clout chasing and clout riding. You know what I'm saying? And be able to do it with people who are honest with you about you know what I'm saying? Because I'm serious about my craft. So it's nice to be able to work with somebody who's serious about their craft and passionate about the craft, and you know, and only want the best for they, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I mean that's so me and Bully, you know, I love that bond that we have in that aspect as far as our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we have is a beautiful, it's a relationship, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Last question.
I just want to hear everything that my brother's been telling me about, because I haven't got to hear a lot of the work. But from what I hear, I'm anticipating it. I know I'm going to be stuck on it just like he is, because like I said, I'm a big fan of hip hop. I'm not too big into all the new artists and stuff like that. I like the real. So I know I got something special when I get to listen to yours. So how can we find your stuff? What projects do you have? What are you working on? And
shout your social media projects.
You can find me on Facebook, Barz Nice, at the Alphabet Alchemist, Instagram at Bar1, and also on Halloween's Barz Nice. You can find me on pretty much Spotify. I'm on Spotify, Barz Nice. So you can find my 3 singles from the mixtape, Sample Situations, What's Going On, No Mistakes Allowed, and the Boom Bap Chemist.
Barz with a Z, y'all.
Yeah, Barz, BARZNICE, Barz Nice.
Word, Barz
Nice. And you can find Alma Mater video on YouTube. That's G's Finest, Big Sty, and myself, Alma Mater. Check that out. That's raw, pure hip hop.
No doubt. Segue, you know what I'm saying? Barz Nice, The General, Markel Prines, Corey Fauconier, Talks Over Drinks. Cheers.
Burst into flame.
Somebody said it stopped, fell off. Nah, you must have heard them wrong. I made the wave these other rappers be surfing on. I get my random checks, then a dude at the airport with a long beard and a turban on. The most talked about rapper you never heard of. A fossil in the era of Molly Poppers and twerkers. I'm still making MCs nervous. I'm about to hit 50, and I ain't talking about fighting with Curtis. Bro, I was spitting when you was eating jars of Gerber. I guess you could say that my career started circa 1985 on the RPS school bus, when they used to clean my suede Pumas with a toothbrush. Cats tailgating trying to merge in my lane. You want beef with a vegan? We ain't swerving the same. I left the feds, bro, and brought the church to the game. Big style, who wants smoke? I make them bang. Old school, always got verses like chicks with tampons in their purses, ready to flow. Barz Nice the illest, Barz Nice the realest. You said we ain't dope, what the fuck you mean with us? We come in the mist like gorillas. Old school, nigga, we don't do no fighting, we just squeeze triggers. Right. Alphabet junkie for the flow, I be fiending. Words off the rooftop, drop them like Captain Queedon. Now you missing, ain't nobody seen him cause I bodied his ass. All we saw was a flash, my alma mater, like a blast from the past. I rock the mic with an all-star cast. Golden era flow, y'all rappers sound trash. Shit in your spit, y'all rappers eat ass. Fossil fuse, just turn your ass into ash. Barz Nice. She's fun. Get your money, stay cool, pile it up. That's right. Get a bad queen, then wife her up. True indeed. Get a strong team, never break up. Never. Times get rough, keep your head up. Yeah, we keep it rolling like the tires. We don't fall under pressure. Nigga, try me, I'm a fire. At me, 16 rider. Man, I never been a biter. Spark bars like lighters. Yeah, I'm gonna get the room shake like Pop Smoke. Talk a lot of shit, but nigga know you a joke. What up, man? You can call me anything, but never broke. Never. We gon' have the room filled up with mad smoke. Yeah, G's funnies, baby. Took chance with the one, and they called me crazy. But I knew one day they gon' all praise me. Guess I got the last laugh now. Who crazy?
Burst into flame. Burst into flame.
Some real OG shit right here.
Don't do it like they do it, but the flow's fluid. A lot of y'all don't spit bars, just mumble through it. Your whole style copy, flow sloppy. Yeah, I'm cocky Balboa with this rap shit. Punchlines rocky like Stevie. You wonder how I'm still so nice? Cause I know the fundamentals. I rockin' the mic. Plus, boy, I write wise words and phrases.
Pull up a chair and let's chill. Let's party, let's talk and let's build. Yeah, alright. Let's talk over drink.